Breath of the Wild has the spotlight, Mario Odyssey has our hearts, but it's Snip and Clip who steal the show today for us at Switch Force. We all played Snipper Clips, and I told you guys, it is the hidden gem of the Switch.
I'm the one that pushed to make this video. Everyone was about to go to sleep. It's about to be midnight here in San Antonio. But I said, no, we got to talk about Snipper Clips before, because I seriously love that game. I thought it was really, really fun. I thought it was great to see Zach fail at it. But we'll get into that in a little bit here. Wait, before that, how far did you get in New York? Did you get further than the popping balloons thing?
Yes.
How much further?
In New York, I got to one that had like a neon, darker background, and you were like pushing a ball along a track, and had to like there were gaps in the track, so you guys had to like catch it and get it to the next part of the track farther than you got.
Okay.
I am the king. I am Snipper himself.
You probably had way more time than us, also. But yeah, Jake and I played it today. We were co-op buddies. And Jake, what'd you think?
I think it's really cool how like it just feels like a very compact, self-contained experience. It's not like some epic adventure or anything, but it's a very fun game for two people to just pick up and play anywhere, anytime, even for 30 seconds. You know, just complete like one task. I don't know how it's gonna be set up. If it's like you can choose what levels you want to do, or if it's like, you know, like there's 10 levels in a pack or something like that. But like you can literally pick it up and play for like 2 minutes and feel satisfied to complete like 1 or 2 tasks.
How intricate can these puzzles get? Because we started playing it, and yeah, they're very easy at first, but eventually they introduce other mechanics, like, and
Are there evil enemies that just start clipping your corners?
No, of course not. But
maybe.
I do wonder the structure of it, because the way it's been demoed is like, hey, learn the game, learn the like tutorial, and then do some challenges. My guess is it's going to be almost
like an iPhone
like
game?
Mobile app where it's like
Yeah.
1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1, and there's
That's
like
what I was
different sections and levels, like a 100 levels or something.
it's not full price, right?
No, I'm pretty sure it's downloadable.
It's downloadable, so I think we're thinking $20 maybe.
I'm gonna guess 30.
Yeah, 30 or 40.
$20-$30 would be perfect for this, I think. And you know, I've spoken about this a few times. I said, give us smaller downloadable games that are not full price, that you know are still great. And I had a lot of fun with Jake.
Apparently, this started off as a different name title, like Game Jam, and it's been like cooking for a couple of years. But I think Nintendo definitely targeted it as a way to highlight tabletop mode and like 2-player Joy-Con use, because this is like your like introduction to that kind of game.
Yeah.
And it's like the way it brings people together is very unique. It doesn't feel like very road out or like you know, like a normal cooperative game. Like it's very like whimsical, but still like there's a decent amount of strategy. You kind of just like goof around and like mess each other up and cut each other up really quickly and reform. Like there's a lot of just kind of like playfulness to it, where it's not super serious. It's still like challenging, and there's like interesting ways to work together, but it's not like super intense or like, you know, frustrating in any way. It's like even if you mess up, it's still fun.
Yeah, I think people have a misconception about what the game is. I think that, especially because of the trailers that they've shown and just like the gameplay that's out there, people might think that it's just like, hey, you got to make the shape with this other shape.
Or it's like you know, like Clippy from Microsoft Word, like it's like his buddies are going on an adventure, and it's like Office Depot, the game.
Yeah, no, and it definitely gets a little bit more interesting, because you know the one pencil puzzle where you have to press the button, the pencil falls out of the sky. You know, Jake and I solved that differently than Zachary and Noah did. What they did is they clipped like a U shape on Snip or Clip.
We are just naming them.
Yeah. And they carried the pencil, like the pencil was just, you know.
I mean, we somehow managed to carve because this whole game is about snipping and clip up, and you know, making unique shapes that will help you accomplish said tasks. We cut Noah, my younger brother, cut a piece out of the center of me, so I basically had like a receptacle for the pencil.
Yeah,
and
so you took the pencil vertically.
Hold
it was just vertically.
Yeah.
Where me and Gabe made like decided to carry like a giant tree over our heads,
Yeah.
and just kind of like shimmy it into the pencil.
Yeah,
sharpener.
well, Jake and I did it like in about 30 seconds flat.
Yeah, but I think that brings up an interesting point, like how the puzzles seem so simple, but there's so many ways you can explore them and try different things and mess
Like
around.
even you know, those couple of times where like we had the shape perfectly, but you're like, no, you cut off like too much.
Yeah.
You're like, or you didn't cut off enough, and you got to go like adjust it like a little by little.
It's such a unique thought to have two characters that, you know, can be chopped and sliced however, and it almost feels like, as goofy as it sounds, like it would be like a classroom tool. Like, let's learn geometry and like solve these puzzles while having.
That's why I said like
learn while having fun. But at the same time, like it's a great catch of a game, because even if it is downloadable, even if it doesn't sell systems, it's like a unique piece of software that 1 is fun, 2 feels different, and 3 highlights the system perfectly.
I am buying this game the first day it's out. Like, I think it's that good. Maybe I can play with my hooligan brother of mine.
You could.
Just show
Wrangle him in and teach him the ways of Snippy and Clippy.
Yeah.
It'll bring you closer together, and you will learn problem solving.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they showcased a little bit more, like, you know, what the more advanced levels
Story
are.
mode. One day in the kingdom
I
of...
don't think so.
No,
I think that would ruin it. I think it just needs to stay as a very compact, concise experience.
Yeah.
I really hope that they will introduce some sort of like DLC level packs or something of that sort, or maybe even like a level creator. Because imagine being able to just throw this down and be like, yo, let's play some Snipper Clips and just try out some new levels. And if they have different difficulties, almost Mario Maker style, doubt the game gets this intense, but
No way.
it would be really cool. And again, like it does feel nifty in 2017 to play something that is wholly unique. Like this isn't like it's an indie version of Zelda or it's an indie version of a platformer, or it's an indie version. It's an indie version of a racer. Or it's an indie version of an open.
I'm just glad it's not on our match 3. That's what I'm glad.
Yeah. Like, this was seriously, like, the most surprising thing to me today. Like, you know, we didn't play, like, a lot of games, but I thought that Has Been Heroes was going to be the game that resonated with me the most, and it wasn't.
I'm just imagining Gabe on an airplane, right? He's flying to some event somewhere, and he pulls out a Switch, he kicks out the kickstand, pulls off the Joy-Con, sets it up on a straight table, and he just looks to the person sitting next to him and kindly says, "Would you care to play Snipper Clips with me?" And you just
I would do it too.
Yeah, I know. And you just gain a new friend by playing Snipper Clips with them and walking them through the process.
Yeah.
I think it's that type of game, though, because it's simple enough that anybody can play it, but it's also like there's some complexity to it where it does take some thought and cooperation.
Jake and I got confused once or twice with the button placement because we thought that the
jump was A.
Yeah, the jump button ended up being the snip button, and we cut each other up by accident a couple of times. But really, the reason I wanted to make this video is just to try to highlight the game a little bit. And seriously, people, give this a chance. Like, we understand the way it looks, and it's not super hardcore. I get it, but it's really, really fun. And
not everything has to be hardcore.
Yeah.
You gotta save that for different games.
And I think it might be the sign of things to come with sort of more of that 3DS style development, because like Snipper Clips would feel less unique if it was like a 3DS game. But the fact that it's on like a console, I think this is, maybe like the first inkling of seeing what it's like to have 3DS titles come, or that that mentality of game development come to the Switch.
Or even like mobile app type of game development where if you have a 5-minute commute on a bus or something, you can pull the Switch out. Like you'll bring the Switch with you, not because you want to play an hour of Zelda on a train ride or plane ride, but because you have a 5-10 minute commute and you want to play some smaller game for just a little bit.
you can play Snipper Clips by yourself.
You can.
It might be difficult, but
Okay, but you're playing with your toes.
no, you put one Joy-Con down, pick the other one up. Like, it'll be a little bit difficult, but I'm sure you can.
Cast and play with yourself.
Look, 2-3 years
RPG Snipper Clips.
Two or
turn
3 years from
station.
now, there's gonna be an awesome games done quick segment of Snipper Clips where somebody's doing it solo by themselves.
Speedrun of Snipper Clips.
Yeah.
Solo speedrun.
There we
Yeah,
go.
two hand. You have to one Joy-Con in each hand, and you just have to make it. I wonder how hard that'd be. Kind of like a Two Brothers thing. You ever play that game?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be insane. So that thing with the rotating and stuff, there's no
Wait,
way
are
to
you
do
talking
that.
about Two Brothers or Brothers That Tell Two Sons?
That one.
Yeah, because Two Brothers is a different game.
Yeah. Brothers tells two sons. Anyway, like real happy that this is there. And I like your point about more of like a mobile thing, like something that could be more of like a bite size. Again, just contributing to the fact that like Switch can do it all.
Yeah, it's just more reasons to take your Switch everywhere you go. Like it's always on your hands.
And you had mentioned earlier that you wish this was online, but to me, like as Little House on the Prairie, I thought this may be. I like the fact that they are encouraging and really inviting local interaction, local multiplayer, real life friends,
Before you know
human
it, Gabe is gonna be
communication.
introducing us to his 100 new friends because he's been playing Snipper Clips with random people around. the
100
streets.
new friends.
I'm all about Snipper Clips. Like, seriously, I'm
We're gonna have to
surprised.
change Switch Force to Switch Army.
There we go.
But yes, Snipper Clips. It's not like
It's not
holy
the Switch's
wow,
like killer app.
like Breath of the Wild, but it's like such a refresher.
Yeah.
It's such a nice breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh air.
It's a breath of the wild fresh air.
breath of the fresh air.
Yeah.
B-O-T
That's body odor.
F-A. Botfa.
Botfa.
Our own Botfa is Snipper Clips, and I hope that thing comes out soon after Switch launch. Like, give it to me March 10th.
It's March.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's coming the first month, so.
Which should be super nifty. Any kind of stages that you'd love to see with that? Like, did you enjoy the ones where it was more like taking not care? Because basically it boils down to like carrying, making shapes, and
I think it'd be cool to see where you could like there was like almost like side characters that are like stationary where you could cut pieces out of them. So like imagine like there's like a square that's like a piece of paper in the foreground, and you have to go cut like pieces out to make like a ramp to make like a ball like carry a ball down like almost like a Marble Works type thing, but like where you can go instead of just cutting each other, like, you can cut into the environment.
You think every puzzle's single screen?
Probably.
Yeah, probably, but I wish they weren't. And
I mean, those balloons were off screen, so I do wonder if there's the option to have like a double length. Because like what you're talking about, like you could cut objects. Like what if they introduce later in the game that you can cut objects or side characters, whatever, however they're visualized, but that you can then manipulate sort of your environment to reach new places, or you have to make cuts that aren't just with the two of you. I do wonder. I think how confined they stay in their design.
I want to have a jetpack on Snipper Clips.
Okay, no.
And I want it to be multi-layered.
That would burn them. They're paper.
You gotta take better care of your friends, Gabe.
That's why I need 100 of them.
You're gonna you're not gonna go through them that fast. Switch is gonna teach you to care for those around you.
I really do think it's just single screen puzzles.
Probably,
Yeah.
and maybe that limitation allows them to be really innovative.
Yeah, I don't think there's 100 levels.
Sometimes limitations
like that
create the coolest outcomes. So anyhow, Snipper Clips, super cool game. Glad that we all got time with it, and glad that you will soon too. Until that time I run, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and for myself, Gabe, and Jake, Switch Force out.